If you guys are absent one day and you click today's lesson and you see Google Slides, just understand that you need to look through it, and then when you return back, you'll get caught up on vocabulary words. You'll be able to fill it in, but you guys will be filling in a Google Slides. You will be filling in Google Slides today, but this is just for people who are absent, or if they missed the lesson, they can flip through what we went through today. But your do now is on this page. You're going to answer in the chat using the vocabulary word failure. Remember, failure means something that does not work or is not a success. So you're going to fill in failure in the first blank, and then you're going to complete the sentence. The science experiment was a failure because, and then you're going to let it make sense. Now, when you are writing in the chat, you need to make sure, let me go back, sorry. You need to make sure that you are writing in complete sentences, because I've already gave you the sentence frame. All you have to do is plug in these blanks so that it makes sense. Remember to start with a capital letter and end with punctuation. All right, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to complete this do now. You're going to use the word failure in the first blank, and you're going to complete the statement, filling in the blank, okay? The science experiment was a failure because, and then tell me why in the chat. I'm gonna give you to 11:27 to complete this. I want you to be like specific. Don't just say this experiment was a failure because it didn't work, okay? Why didn't it work? Good, good. I'm gonna give you, okay, so you guys have 1 more minute, and then I'll have 3 people share their responses. You guys are on the right track though. Remember to use punctuation at the end of the sentence. You guys are doing very well so far. Ari, did you complete the do now? That's what we're working on right now, Ari. You need to complete the do now. Use the word failure. All right, I would like Ariana, Adrian, and let's have Adriana, Adrian, Devin, and Ariana. You guys share your responses. Just read it out loud for us.
The science experiment was a failure because it exploded.
Good.
The science experiment was a failure because I fell and dropped it on the ground.
Good.
The science experiment was a failure because we didn't calculate it right.
Read yours over, Adrian.
The science experiment was a failure because we didn't calculate it right.
Good. And last one.
The science experiment was a failure because it didn't work.
Okay. All right, so you guys will do more show, using your vocabulary words. It's just to reiterate the meaning of it. So I had a few who didn't respond. Just understand that when we do the do now, it is for practice. So it's not an option. You guys just can't sit out and, wait for other people to respond. I'm encouraging you guys to participate because this is going to help you in the long run. Okay, it's review of our vocabulary. All right, so for today, you guys are going to complete 15 minutes of student application time, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into our next informational text called Accidental Inventions, which is lesson 1.4. So I need everyone to get back to our homepage, and then you can get to our login using this Canvas homepage. So if you click the button right next to today's lessons, it'll take you to the SAM Connect zip code page. I want everyone to start from here because it's just easier that way. So remember that the zip code is 46260. So if you are looking at the SAM Central School zip code page, I want you to put your thumb up so that I know everyone is on task. Okay, if you are at least at this page or beyond, put your thumb up. So if you're already on the login page, put your thumb up so that I know that you are at least past this page here. Okay, still waiting on a few more people. Philip, are you at the login page? All right, so remember, if you are at this page, the zip code is 46260. You're gonna hit okay. And then you're gonna select our township, hit go, and then it's gonna take you to the actual login page, okay? So when you are logging in, remember to use your student ID number for the username and password. Once you have logged in and you are ready to start the student application, I want you to put your thumb up so that I know that you are ready. If you're just joining us, you need to go ahead and get logged on to the Read 180 website via our Canvas page. So Brennan, I need you to turn your camera on and, excuse me, get ready to start student application. Thank you, Devin. You are on it. Thank you for letting me know that you are ready to go. Thank you, Ariana. Adriana's ready. William's ready. Elijah's ready. Adrian's ready. Thank you, guys. Still waiting on a few more so that I can start your timer. Ari, you ready? You're logged in already? Okay, Philip's ready. Brennan, are you ready? All right, just some things that I want to go over. Make sure you guys are focusing on the activities, okay? Each zone is going to give you points that are going to eventually add up to the end at the success zone. So you want to try your best every zone, okay? If there's something you don't understand, feel free to ask me. That's why I'm here. That's why you guys are doing this on Zoom. So if there's something you don't understand, you can quickly get my attention, okay? You're going to be working for 15 minutes. Your task is to stay on task and to focus, all right? Let me know if you have any questions. Your time starts now. Next, we're gonna work on lesson 1.4. I'm gonna send you guys the link so that you are able to fill in the vocabulary words and as we go through the lesson. Oh wait, this is not what, 1 second, let me make a copy first. Remember when you are copying, make sure you rename it. But make sure you leave lesson 1.4 in there so you know which lesson it's for. All right, so here are the Google Slides. All right, so I'm gonna go over the literacy goal and the language goal before we get started with the lesson. Did everyone see the link? Okay, does everybody have it pulled up? I'm gonna give you 15 seconds to have it pulled up. We're gonna go through the literacy goal. I'll call on 2 people to read the literacy and the language goal, and then we'll get started with the story. 10 seconds. Thumbs up when you have the Google Slides pulled up. I know Devin is ready. Okay, Ariana, Adriana, Elijah, Adrian's ready. William, do you have the Google Slides pulled up? Philip, not sure if you're ready yet. I need you to turn your camera on, please. And Brennan, fix that screen. Do you have the Google Slides pulled up? All right, let's have Adriana, can you read the literacy goal for us?
literature goals. Figure out the meaning of unknown words using clues from the text.
Thank you. William, can you read the language goal for us, please?
Discuss the meaning of an unknown word using clues from the text.
Okay, so the name of this informational text is called Accidental Inventions. It is on page 32 and 33 of your real book. So if you guys wanted to go back to the pages on the actual website, it'll be on page 32 and 33. All right, so today we'll learn how to use context clues to help us figure out the meanings of unfamiliar words as we read a profile. So this is actually a profile. I kept saying this was an informational text, but this is actually a profile. All right, so this workshop will include all type of different texts, informational text, magazine articles, and this one is a profile. All right, so we're gonna start with the vocabulary. I've already filled out the meaning of the word, and then your task is to fill in the example on your own. All right, so just to go back over our routine for vocabulary, I'll say the word, you'll repeat after me. I won't be able to hear you, but I should see your mouth moving. That lets me know that you repeated the word. I'll ask you how many syllables. You'll show me with your fingers. We'll go over the part of speech. I'll go over the meaning, example, and then you guys will have time to fill in the example. Thumbs up if you understand our vocabulary routine. Okay, so let's get started. The first word is eventually. Eventually, good, Adriana, and I see you repeating the word eventually. I can't see you, Devin. I don't know if you're repeating. All right, show me with your fingers, how many syllables does the word eventually have? Okay, let's see. I see 4s. I see a 5. Let's look at the word on the screen. Eventually. Eventually. So there's actually 5. Good job, Devin. So if you actually look at the word here, they've broken the word down into syllables, all right? And it is an adverb, which means it describes a verb, okay? So the meaning of eventually means, or the meaning of eventually is at a later time. So on your Google Slides, you're going to fill in the word later. At a later time. Example, what is one skill you eventually want to master? One skill I eventually want to master is, go ahead and fill in your example. When you have your example completed and you want to share, raise your hand. I'm looking for 2 volunteers to share the example, please. I see Elijah is going to be one volunteer. Thank you, Elijah. We just need one more. One skill I eventually want to master is, all right, I'm going to give you guys a second to fill it out and then we'll share. Remember, you're filling this out on your Google slide. All right, so let's have Elijah go ahead and share yours. Remember to repeat it, state it in a complete sentence.
Okay. One skill I eventually want to master is becoming a vet.
Becoming a vet?
Yes.
Okay. What skill do you need to become a vet? Because that's a job. That's a job. Think of a skill. What skill might you need to become a veterinarian?
Training.
Can you think of a specific training? What specific skill or what specific characteristic do you need to work with animals? You have to be patient, right? Because you're not going to always know how to deal with it. So that's a good skill. So one skill you want to eventually master to become a vet is patient.
I'm not very good at that.
You're not? Oh, you need to practice. Well, this is a great example, right? Go ahead, William. Share your example.
One skill that I really want to master is climbing.
Time out. We're using the word eventually because that's our vocabulary word. So I want you to use, so can you see my screen? One skill I eventually want to master is, use that sentence frame.
Okay. One skill I eventually want to master is climbing. When I get like a certain height, I get scared, and I don't want to get scared when I climb really high.
So you are practicing though, right? Climbing. You climb trees.
Yes, I climb trees with no branches on. So.
Oh, wow, that's pretty adventurous. All right, I'm gonna read Adrian's example. He has a really good example. One skill I eventually want to master is multitasking. Good, great example. All right, here's another example of the word eventually. Eventually, I need to make plans for this coming weekend or I will have nothing to do. All right, so that's eventually. Moving on to the word produce. Remember, you're gonna repeat after me. I can't hear you, but I'll see your lips moving. Ready? The word is produce. Produce. Show me with your fingers how many, Elijah, how many syllables does the word produce have? Produce, and it's a verb. The meaning of produce is to make something using a machine. So on your Google Slides, you're gonna fill in the word make. All right, Philip? To make something using a machine. Example, what can you produce using a computer? I can produce a book report using a computer. That's an example. What other things can you produce using a computer? Think about social media and all of that stuff. What can you produce? When you have an example or typed in your Google slide and you want to share, raise your hand. I can produce a blank using a computer. Sorry, so in the Anchor video that you guys watched a while ago, we learned about an inventor who purposely invented a system to save the lives of his family and livestock. Today, we'll read about a scientist who accidentally invented a medicine that has saved millions of lives. So on one hand, we have inventions that are intentional, and what we're going to read about today, or what we're going to look at today, are inventions that were accidents, all right? So before we start, I want you guys to think about this question. What is one invention that many people use? Go ahead and answer in the chat. What is one invention that many people use? I would like for you to write in a complete sentence. One invention that many people use is, okay, I'm looking for 100% participation. So everyone is giving me one invention that many people use. All right, one, and I'm gonna write the sentence starter in the chat. Good, Adrian, I like that one. I see you making a connection to the assignment on Monday. That's what I like to see. Use the word invention, Philip, but you are right, yes, good. One invention that many people use is a car. One, good, Devin. One invention that many people use is the light bulb. I see a phone, magnifying glass, slip and slide. Still waiting on a few more. I don't have 100% participation just yet. What is an invention that many people use? Use a complete sentence, Ariana. Good. All right. While the rest of you are fixing that, William, I don't know if I've seen a response from you. Still waiting on you to participate. While you guys are finishing that up, I'm going to go over the key idea, which is something that we will look at in every one of our readings or texts. It's something that they want us to focus on. And it's on page 33. But if you're looking at my Google slide, then you can just follow along with me. So our key idea that we're going to be looking at is, how did Fleming's invention save soldiers' lives? So as we are reading together, I want you to think about, how did Fleming's invention save soldiers' lives? All right. All right. So I'm going to read through this profile. Your task, your active reading task, is to follow along with me. As I read this, you guys are going to fill in the blank. So I'm going to read I'm going to read the sentence, and I'm going to leave a word out. Your job is to fill in the word. So for example, if I'm starting here at the intro, scientists and inventors can spend years solving. What word would you guys fill in? You guys see where I started? I started at the introduction. Here, scientists and inventors can spend years solving. What word did I leave out?
Problems.
Problems. So you guys are going to fill in the word. So if you're moving around, if you're looking at the ceiling, looking out the window, you're going to miss that word. So this is why it is an active reading task. That means you guys are actively reading along with me. So when I stop reading, you'll fill in the word. Thumbs up if you understand the task. Okay, so I need 100% participation. Remember, we are looking at how Fleming's invention saved soldiers' lives. Accidental Inventions by Ryan Parker. Scientists and inventors can spend years solving problems, but some life-saving inventions were actually created by. Where are you guys at? I don't have everyone on task.
Accident.
I thought you were supposed to call on somebody.
No. I'm trying to make sure you guys are following along. So when I stop and when I leave out a word, it's your job to fill it in. So if you're pouring juice right now, if you're looking out the window, if you're looking at your phone, are you on task? No. Okay, so I'm going to start over and we're going to try this again. Scientists and inventors can spend years solving problems. Some life-saving inventions were actually created by
Accident.
There we go. Paragraph 1. All inventors experience failure on their way to success. Usually, failure teaches them how to make their inventions better. They keep trying until they get their inventions right. Sometimes failure helps in a completely different way. An experiment may not go as planned. Inventors may not have created what they wanted, but they've invented something completely
New.
good. Adrian's on it. Where is everybody else at? Make sure you're following along. And they have done it completely by accident. These accidental inventions don't just magically happen though. Inventors think creatively. Otherwise, they would never recognize the new ways their inventions are useful. Here are 2 examples of inventors who turned their accidents into great
Inventions.
All right, so do you guys see how that routine is? I'll read and it'll go up. It'll be easier to do when there's some kids in the class because you'll be following along with your book. But that is how that routine will go. All right. But for this next page, I'm just going to read and you guys are going to follow along with me so that when we get to the key idea, you'll be able to answer it. So far, so good? So far, so good, Philip? Brennan? All right. So we are now on page 33. This is the accidental cure. The inventor is Alexander Fleming, and the invention is penicillin. Thumbs up if you have ever heard of the medicine called penicillin. Thumbs up or hands up. Okay, so that was an accident, if you didn't know. The invention of penicillin was an accident. We're going to find out why. All right, paragraph 4. Is everyone ready? Have you ever had strep throat? If you did, harmful bacteria caused your infection. Your doctor probably treated you with a medicine called penicillin. Penicillin was invented by accident by a doctor named Alexander Fleming. In 1928, Fleming was studying bad bacteria called staph. He went on vacation with his family but forgot a dish sample of staph on his laboratory bench. He returned a few weeks later. He discovered mold had grown in the staph sample. Amazingly, the mold had killed all the staph bacteria around it. Fleming studied the mold. He discovered the world's first antibiotic in it. He named it penicillin. Penicillin killed bacteria. Eventually, Fleming's penicillin was produced in factories. During World War I, penicillin saved countless wounded soldiers. It killed their infections. In 1945, Fleming won the top science prize in the world, the Nobel Prize. His accidental discovery has since saved millions of lives. All right, so you guys are going to answer the key idea. How did Fleming's invention save soldiers' lives? First, let's think about what paragraphs do we need to go back to the text to help us answer this question. What paragraph do we need to go back to?
6, I think.
6, okay. So I'll start at 6. And then once you have found your answer, you're gonna fill it in and put your thumb up. How did Fleming's invention save soldiers' lives?